Whether you have pain in your back or joints, surgery may not be the answer. Instead of the dangers involved in cutting out tissue, consider healing and rejuvenating the area with stem cells, platelet-rich plasma, or prolotherapy. The treatments that are available to professional athletes are now available for you. Watch the videos at jointrehab.com or call the Darrow Wellness Institute at 800-300-9300. 800-300-9300. That's 800-300-9300.
Welcome back to Living Pain-Free with Dr. Marc Darrow. I'm your host, Nita Valens, and we are taking your calls, 866-870-5752, right here in the studio. And we were just listening to Dr. Darrow talk about all kinds of stuff. Would you like to go to Vic?
I would. Vic, how are you? Dr. Marc Darrow.
I'm doing good. How are you, Dr. Darrow? Mark?
I'm living it up. How's the weather in Hawaii today?
You know, it's a beautiful day on Kauai. And, you know, it's like Groundhog Day. It's always beautiful.
Wonderful. Yeah, you can't go wrong with Hawaii. You know, I lived there 5.5 years for my pre-med and medical training, and it was just an amazing,
you know, I'm going to
time.
be coming to visit you soon, but
good.
I just thought I'd call and listen to your talk show here. I came in and we did some work probably about 5 years ago, and I know it was a little bit different procedure because we actually got cells from the spinal column, and this time it's going to be a little bit different. But what I'm calling for, and you know, it actually did really it worked. It worked for me, and then we talked, and I had an incident where I actually passed away after a race in World Sprints in London, and I was somewhat manhandled to get out of the canoe and put up on the dock. And when I woke up, I had more, you know, my heart was fine. I had sudden cardiac death, but I shouldn't think my heart was fine. I died, but I was...
You must have had the big kahuna taking care of you.
Pardon me?
You must have had the big kahuna taking care of you.
Yeah, you know, I was definitely smiled upon and brought back after about 14 minutes with no brain damage or anything, which is a miracle.
God bless you, man. Thank God.
I got somewhat beat up, you might say, other parts of my body while it was manhandled out of the canoe, and my knee got tweaked in my shoulder.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
So I'm coming in to see you.
And you're a big guy, too, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, so my question is like how long, I coached the Kauai High School paddling team out here, and I'm blind, but how long do you recommend after this? I'm going to come see you twice because I'm going to be on the mainland there for like a week and a half getting my heart checked out, but how long do I have to go without physical exercise after an injection?
That depends how you do. It's something we'll talk about when you come into the office.
Okay.
It's different for everybody. I've had parts of me that have healed overnight, and I've had parts of me that I've injected that have taken, you know, several treatments. I don't know how to forecast that. Part of it will be depending on the examination, see how you're doing.
Okay.
Okay? I'm looking forward to seeing you. Do you have an appointment set up?
Yeah, I do. It's
okay.
I think it's December. I'm going to come see you December. I think it's
wonderful.
5th.
Wonderful. I'll be looking forward to it, Vic. Yeah. I wanted to say a couple of things just for fun. Do you know who Max Freedom Long is? Probably not. He wrote about the Kahuna religion in Hawaii.
Oh.
And I read several of his books. And when I was in Hawaii, we had a T-shirt made for the medical school of a kahuna with his students around him on the beach using a stick to draw the anatomy. And that was sort of the idea. You know, everything in Hawaii is sort of the aloha natural spirit. And that's how our medical school was. It was a very supportive atmosphere. And I loved it. I just loved being there for pre-med and med school.
Right. The island itself has a way of healing. You know,
I think it does.
The minerals
I think it
in
does.
The sand and the ocean, the God.
And the weather and the breeze, the water, everything. I used to, whenever I'd get an upper respiratory infection, I'd just dive in the water, in the salt water, and it would be healed. It was just, Hawaii is a very healing place. So you're very fortunate to be living there.
It's like my high school kids. They go, "Oh, Coach, I got a little bit of a nose. My nose is plugged." I said, "Well, we're out in the middle of the ocean right there." I said, "Well, just kind of scoop up some water and cover one nose and just suck it up through the other one, and then just spit it out."
Yeah, yeah.
They're going like, "Really?" I go, "Yeah, that's gonna fix you."
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we do that here too. I mean, you can use saline. I do it 3-4 times every day. There's a device called Neil Med. It's a little squeeze bottle, and you put sterile water in it with some salt with bicarb in it, and it cleans out the sinuses. It's a really good thing for people that have sinus issues or get sick
that's
frequently.
where, I know with the last couple of years, everybody's doing various things to protect themselves, but I think actually snorting the salt water is a good cleanse.
I think it's amazing.
Tool.
Yeah. Anyway, God bless you, Vic. I'm so happy you called. It's good to hear your voice. And
Mark,
I'm looking
God bless
forward to
you
you
too.
coming
And we'll
over
see
from
you,
Hawaii.
in December, and I'm going to finish this talk show. Thank you for putting me on.
All right.
Thanks
God bless
for
you.
your call. Appreciate that. Our number is 866-870-5752. Should we go to Mitch?
Yeah, I'll just repeat the phone number again. If you want to talk to us live right now, it's 866-870-5752. If you call, I'm going to send you out a free copy of my $25 book, Stem Cell and Platelet Therapy, Regenerate, Don't Operate. The foreword was written by Suzanne Summers, who's a great proponent of the work that I do with regenerative medicine. Thank you, Suzanne. God bless you. All right, we got Mitch on the phone. He's got hips and shoulder. How long you been in pain, Mitch?
I'm a pretty active 60-year-old, and I was downhill mountain biking. This was in August, and had a bail off, and actually landed on my shoulder, but I didn't break it. But just like you were talking about your ribs being broken. I broke 5 ribs. 2 of them were displaced. So
Okay.
And of course that was painful, and so I have this the pain in the shoulder is still there, and I had CAT scans and all that stuff done, and they couldn't find anything. They said maybe a rotator cuff was damaged or whatever, but they said they'd need to do an MRI to make sure that that's what the case was. So,
Okay.
But, hip pain, I have an artificial hip on the left side, and the right side has a little bit of an issue. The left side had avascular necrosis. That's why they put the hip in. So, but yeah, and throughout my life, I've been active in motocross racing and that kind of stuff. So I've had knee injuries and all that kind of stuff. So my knees are probably going to be arthritic when I get older, but I have some pain in those areas too. So, and
is your name Evil Knievel?
What's that?
Is your name Evil Knievel?
Yeah, no.
Didn't that guy break every bone in his body? Yeah, I don't know if this is true, but I know he broke, if not every bone, almost every bone in his body, and his son was the same way.
Right, exactly. Yep.
I'm going to look that up after the show to find out. That's such an interesting guy. And when my son Benji was a little guy, like 3 years old, I bought him an Evil Knievel motorcycle kit with the ramps.
Yeah.
So he'd get the motor. You had that too, right?
Yep.
And he'd
the one you wind up and you let it go.
You let it go, and it would go up the ramp and do flips in the air, right?
Yep.
Pretty amazing. He used to call him when he was 3. He'd call him Ebel.
Yeah, I had one of those. Had lunchbox and everything.
Yep. Oh, yeah, of course. So, again, like everybody else, I need to examine you, Mitch.
Yes.
And see what's going on. I don't really go by x-rays or MRIs or CTs. I like to have them as an adjunct because there's been a couple of times I found weird things like cancer or blebs in the lungs. And one was with a guy who was a diver, and we found a bleb in his lung, and we saved him from probably dying underwater. It was for his shoulder that we were checking, but part of the X-ray showed the lung. So I think it's good to get the images, but I don't treat based on them because they're usually not telling me where the pain generator is, and my hands tell me that.
So what therapy would you use on the shoulder that you use on yourself? You're using the platelets or are you using the...
Well, for myself, I always use platelets plus stem cells.
Okay.
But for you, you have to decide that. Everyone gets, people say, what should I do? And I go, I'm not going to tell anyone ever what to do.
Right.
Because then you get mad at me if it doesn't work the way you think it's supposed to. So I educate people. I spend a lot of time talking to them. Every patient has my cell number. Every patient has my personal email. And I like to educate people. I spend as much time as they need. And then they make their own decisions. I'll guide them, but people go, tell me what to do. And I go, I don't do that. You have to decide for yourself. You're a big boy, But I'll give you all the information you need, tell you which can work better, faster, easier, whatever it is.
Yeah, I did try to make
By the way,
an appointment with you folks, and the appointment was pretty far out. And so, I started talking to the gentleman about the, accepting insurance and all that stuff, and he said you guys didn't accept insurance, but you had a credit card that you offered, and so I applied for that. I got that approved.
Okay.
So I'm ready to go for the appointment. So I'll definitely.
I'll tell you what, if you want to just email me through the website. The website has every page has an email place for me. So if you go to www.lastemcells.com, I'll get you in Monday morning or whenever you want. Okay? You won't have to wait for an appointment.
Okay. Well, we
Mitch,
lost him.
you still with us?
I guess we.
Okay. Well, I want to go on.
Okay,
I want to
well,
go
let's-
on. Need to stop. I want to go on because Mitch mentioned something that I want him to hear about. He had his left hip replaced because he had avascular necrosis, and avascular necrosis just means that part of bone dies because there's no blood supply. And I treat people for that very frequently with hips, and they don't need to get a hip replacement. So I'm not saying that Mitch, you needed to or you didn't need to because I didn't know you then, but I'm just letting people know out there that the fact that you have avascular necrosis, to me, is not an indication of having a surgery. And you have to understand, I don't like surgeries, okay? I try to keep people away from them. I try to keep myself away from them. I've had multiple parts of my body that my orthopedic buddies told me I needed surgery on, and I didn't get surgery. I injected myself, and I'm all better. So don't jump to the conclusion because someone says you have arthritis or avascular necrosis or herniated discs or any of that stuff. That doesn't mean you need surgery. Okay? Now, Nita, take over. You had something you wanted to tell us.
I was just going to say, if Mitch fell off by accident, feel free to call back in at 866-870-5752, and we'll put you back in queue and make time for you. And the other thing is, would you like to talk to Christina?
I'm going to in a second, yes. But I was so curious, Mitch. When you said you were mountain biking and you go downhill, you said you had to bail out or bail off, whatever you said. What the heck does that mean? I'm very curious.
Yeah, I wanted to hear that too.
It sounds like you were going so fast and you were about to hit something or a car or a person and you just jumped off your bike and took it on your own body. But anyway, God bless you, man. I'm glad you called in. So, Christina, the call screener says that you're difficult to understand. So what I'm going to have you do is talk loud and talk slowly, okay?
Okay.
Your son has a back problem. Tell us how long that's bothered him.
It's been a while, but what I wanted to know, what would he need to take an MIR or an X-ray of the back so you can look at it and tell him what's wrong with it?
No, I need to touch his body, so he'd need to come in the office and let me touch his back and wherever the areas that bothers him.
You don't need to have an MRI or an X-ray?
No,
I think
No,
what
I
he
don't
said.
at this point.
Pardon me?
Not at this point, no, because I don't. In medicine, we can over-examine things technically and spend a fortune for the medical system. And one of those things is an MRI. So MRIs are very expensive. It's a waste on the insurance system. The new studies that have come out have said, don't do MRIs. Use ultrasound. It's cheap. It's
Ultrasound
free.
is better? Ultrasound is
No,
better?
no, it's not that it's better. It's just don't go jump and do an expensive film if it's not needed. How will I know if it's needed? By bringing your son in and allowing me to touch his back. I can tell him in 1 minute whether I can help him or what needs to be done. And what needs to be done might be that he might need...
A long time ago, he said when he was in Chile, he said he jumped into a lake and he hit against a stone or something in his back. And since that, his back didn't bother him.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give you the phone number to the office.
So bring him over to the
It's
office?
The phone number to the office is 800-300-9300. 800-300-9300. If you're computer savvy, go to www.lastemcells.com and you can email me through that. Every page on my website has a spot to email me. And you can actually watch videos of me doing these procedures and injecting backs, necks, elbows, shoulders, knees, whatever it is. Okay?
Sounds good.
Thanks, Christina. God bless you and your son.
Yeah, we appreciate everyone's call today, and the number is 866-870-5752, 866-870-5752. It's like getting a little free mini consultation with Dr. Darrow, plus you get his latest book for free. That title is Stem Cell and Platelet Therapy, Regenerate, Don't Operate. It has 264 scientific studies. How about that?
So it's time to punish Nita because no one's calling.
Call. Maybe you should give the phone number one more time.
You think that'll make a difference?
Yes.
I'll do it. Get your pencils. 866-870-5752. Give us a call because it's time to torture Nita. So, Nita,
Yes.
why didn't the astronaut come home to his wife?
He was lost in space.
Very close. He needed his space. You're good, though. We're going to give that one to you.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate the charity.
So, do you know why I used to be addicted to the hokey pokey?
Yes, it was your favorite dance.
But then I turned myself around.
And you did the hokey pokey again.
That's right. Now, here's a good one for you. You ready? Why don't crabs donate?
Crabs are busy.
Because they're shellfish.
And, oh, that's a good one. But they're too busy going in circles.
Okay, not as good as mine.
No, you're
but
right. You're right.
I'll go for it.
You're right. Okay. So, oh, look, Steve is calling.
He's saving you.
Thank you, Steve.
Steve doesn't want any more of these jokes.
Thank you, Steve in
He doesn't
Lawndale.
like the
Yay.
jokes, or he's protecting
Welcome
Nita.
to the program.
Hey, Nita, you got Steve. You got an elbow problem. I used to have 2 elbow problems. What's up with yours? How long has it bothered you?
Steve, are you there? Hello, Steve. Steve?
Hello.
Oh, there you are. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was my car doing something. But anyway, 30 years I've had an elbow problem. My carpenter.
Okay.
Oh,
Is it swollen? Does it hurt? Did the doctor tell you of arthritis, tendonitis? What's up?
I don't actually know what the doctor said. I just know that, nobody ever told me that they could help me or anything like that. I know there's Tommy John surgery, but I'd like to avoid it if I can.
Okay. Well, I treat shoulders. I treat shoulders. I do treat shoulders all the time. But I treat elbows all the time also. And One of the things that I see happen is people will come in and they have a bursitis and the tip of their elbow has a big fluid sac. Does yours have that or no?
No, I don't think it has that. I think it's just a tendon
Yeah.
You know,
You probably have an extensor or flexor tendonitis or a tear, and that we can usually
I'm
help
sorry,
heal
what
up.
was that?
I've had it. Flexor or extensor tendons can get worn down if you're a carpenter. I had it on both of mine, and I healed mine by self-injecting with regenerative medicine.
Okay.
So there's a good chance I can help you. I need to examine you first and see where it is, touch the area. Then I can let you know what's going on.
You know, it actually doesn't bother me if I lift weights. Then, you know, like I lifted weights for 10 months and then the pain came back.
Okay. That's pretty common with elbows and other parts of the body. You know, if you leave it alone, they often heal. People often, when they come in, say, can this thing heal by itself? I go, anything can heal by itself. You know, how long have you had it for? And if they say it's been like 10 years, I go, well, it didn't heal by itself. So it might be time to consider, you know, doing a treatment. So I don't know the answer to your elbow, Steve, unless I have you come in and examine it. If you want the phone number to the office, it's 800-300-9300. There's people by the phones now. You can call in now. You can go to the website at www.lastemcells.com, and you can watch videos of me injecting an elbow there. See if it's something you want to do.
Thank you for your call. Excellent. Okay, do you want to go to Sam at Palm Desert?
Sure, Sam, Dr. Marc Darrow.
Hi, Dr. Darrow. I love your jokes.
You do?
Yeah, you make me giggle every time.
All right, good. Then we're going to beat Nita up with some more jokes later.
Okay, my question is about hearing, eyesight, and teeth. What's the future of those with this technology?
Whoa, that's a hard question to answer, okay? The reason is there's a lot of research being done in those areas, but I don't think it's there yet, and it's not something I do. I do the musculoskeletal system, but there are studies being done at major universities and all that on stem cells for all types of diseases and issues like that.
Yeah, because years ago, I remember when they were you were hearing it in the news, stem cells, this new technology, and that there was hope to regrow teeth even.
Well, there is, but I don't see that happening yet. I see that there are studies on it where teeth are regrown, but I don't know that it's out there enough that I don't think it's being done in a clinical situation.
Okay, I was just curious.
Yeah, my point of view is stem cells are the future of medicine. There's tons of research being done on it to heal just about anything you can imagine. But I don't see the evidence there that it can be used clinically other than in musculoskeletal. It works really, really well. And there's tons of studies on that show it. We do studies in our office on it. And
well, you hear of them actually growing replacement ears in the laboratory using...
Yes.
If it's stem cells,
and I actually
using a mold and I think something about porcine. Have you heard of that?
All that is being done. All of that's being done. I actually saw a gentleman, this was at a national meeting I went to. A doctor who did this brought slides, and he showed the jaw of a man who had cancer. I think he was a pipe smoker, and the cancer ate away his jaw. And they made a molding, I don't remember what they used as a scaffold, and put stem cells on it and regrew the entire jaw. God bless you. Thank you, everyone. We're going to the end of the show.
Thank you,
If
Sam.
you want to reach me, the office number is 800-300-9300. And the website is www.lastemcells.com, where you can watch videos of me doing the procedures. Thank you, Nita. And thank you, Samantha, and everybody else.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Suzette.
Alex, God bless you all.
We'll see you next time.
You've been listening to Living Pain-Free with Dr. Marc Darrow. Now that you've heard Dr. Darrow, you can schedule an appointment to talk with him in person by calling his office anytime at 800-300-9300. That's 800-300-9300. Or go online to lastemcells.com. Again, the website is lastemcells.com. Living Pain-Free with Dr. Marc Darrow is heard every Saturday at 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. here on AM 870 The Answer. Remember, to take the first step toward a pain-free life, schedule an appointment by calling 800-300-9300. That's 800-300-9300. Live long and pain-free. And thanks for joining us today.